Hello everybody, welcome to
Pixar Movie Show.
And today we are bringing you our review of
Soul.
Pixar's Soul. Now, this movie was, I'm just going to go right off the top and say this. This movie was deep. It was good.
You can move over a little bit more, actually. Okay.
It was good. It was deep. And it was really, really good. That's what I mean. You take it from there.
Okay, I've been waiting to talk about this movie because we're doing this on I guess Saturday. We're doing this on Saturday,
Christmas Day.
The day after Christmas. This movie came out yesterday on Christmas, along with another movie we will be reviewing.
Not looking forward to that one.
But yes, this movie came out, and when I first saw it, now I probably liked it a little bit more than Seth did. But when I first saw it, I was like, I like this movie. Because, first of all, it's Pixar, so the animation is great. Animation, great. The music in this movie with the score and the jazz was great. Voice cast, some of them were just hilarious, and there are a lot of funny bits in this movie. But the big thing about this movie that you come away with is the message of this movie.
Yeah, the message is the breadwinner of this movie.
Like, the message, because this is going to sound kind of crazy because it's Pixar. But in my personal opinion, some people might disagree, I think this might be the most mature message in Pixar because a lot of the other messages in Pixar are like kind of like basic things that we kind of forget. Mm-hmm. Like some of it's just like you like
without
discovering
without
things.
Spoiling it. It's basically a message on life. That's it. That's all I'm gonna really say.
Yeah, message on life.
It's life. It's a message about life. Now, whatever that takes, you come up with your own head, but we encourage you, watch the movie. Please watch it. It is it's funny in some bits, and the music in it is so fucking good. Like the voice acting is good, and there's a lot of really quirky bits too with like some other
It's
people.
a very, very out there movie.
It is very out
with
there.
some of the imagery, with like some of the things they do with the before, because this is in the trailer. The before, there's a lot of imagery. There's a lot. The way they describe, where souls get like.
If you're a hardcore Abrahamic religion, don't watch this. You're gonna be offended. I'm just gonna let you know right now.
Well, because they tried their damnedest to avoid touching any religions.
I'm talking the hardcore. If you're hardcore any of that stuff,
if you're like hey, there is a heaven and there's this and this is what it should be like and this is what it is.
Avoid it.
To be fair, they sort of leave room because this is like I said, this is no spoiler if you see it in the trailer. Like when you see the trailer, you see Joe in his spirit form going out into this white light.
Yeah.
They never say what happens once you cross it.
Yeah.
So
we don't know.
It could be any amount of religions, but the way that world works,
they could pull an American Gods, and you go to where you believe in.
Yeah, you go to where you believe in. Like
they could pull that, but we don't know.
They kind of leave it.
I'm just saying for the
they
hardcore,
leave it ambiguous on purpose.
Like for the hardcore,
for the hard,
you're gonna get mad, and you're gonna think it's propaganda. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, that aside, it's just. But other than that, like this movie was so deep that I feel like. It's not deep enough for kids, but I feel like this was made more for the parents, maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, I feel like Pixar had that intention of like, all right, we're going to make a movie that's for kids, that kids can enjoy.
Yeah.
But we're also going to give something for a lot more for the parents.
One of the big complaints I've heard about this movie, and it's the only complaint, literally,
it's the only complaint we heard
is it might be a little too
deep
or a bit over a kid's head. Like, it might be too much. I mean, this movie's talking about life, death, before death,
purpose and spark, and all this
philosophical stuff.
And,
that might be a bit much.
And I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna come like if you're an adult, it's not like a cry fest movie.
They went for a different vibe.
But but when the movie was over, I just sat there and was like, whoa.
There's a scene in this movie that when I first saw, I still felt it second time. When I first saw this movie, there's a scene, and you know the one I'm talking about, where for a moment there, I stopped and started thinking to myself about my own life, and I'm like,
me too.
What am I doing? Am I happy? Am I okay? Like, there's a lot of things.
And that's really the big takeaway of the movie is like it really makes you sit back and go, whoa.
Yeah, because
it just makes you think.
Because usually Pixar kind of goes for a more emotional, like a more emotional, like not not thought provoking, like Up, oh, it's sad to see him fall in love and lose his girl, and the way it's and the way it's acted,
or like in or like in Moana, finding like overcoming your fears, your insecurities, and pushing forward.
Most of the time, when it's something that's gonna make you cry, it's a more like emotional. This was like. It was just like deep. It was just like asking you a question. You know what this movie was like?
It was asking you a question.
It's like it's asking you a question that you can't really answer.
Yeah, you can't really.
That you're just sitting there like, I want to answer that question, and it's a question that seems so simple, but when you sit there and have to answer it,
it seems very simple. It's like, oh, that's a simple question to answer. Oh, and then you just once that realization sets in on what it's asking, you're like. You sit there and your brain kind of goes like numb for a second, and then you start thinking and
not to mention, I've seen this movie before, Seth. And Seth was taking a lot of guesses about what the moral of the story was going to be. I knew where it was going to end up, and the movie purposely makes you think it's about something else.
It really does.
It makes you think that
in a lot of different directions.
You think that this is the moral of the story, which is a common moral. But then it kind of comes back around and goes, no, actually.
And to be fair to the movie's credit, it does a lot to that in service of the movie because it reveals a lot of like. It sort of dissects, I'm just going to say this without spoiling anything, it dissects Joe a little bit, and you start realizing, maybe this is you in a way, and it sets up the dominoes perfectly.
And the movie, more than any movie I've really seen in a while, really is a movie, I see movies like that occasionally, but this movie really makes, you. Yeah. It's almost like it's talking to you and going, what? It's like, so what do you think?
I think a lot of parents are going to watch this movie with their kids and just go, whoa.
I really sat with it. Like, when I saw it yesterday, I really sat with it.
Yeah, I know, right? Sacks with it.
Jazzed
it up.
Yeah, but other than that, the voice cast, they were fun. Jamie Foxx is the main character. Joe was fun. Tina Fey as
every one of them was
22
so much fun.
Was fun. There's a lot of fun gags in there. There's one fun gag in particular for sports fans that is pretty funny.
It was for sports fans. Well, it's for sports fans. You'll know when you see it.
You'll know when you see it.
And it is hilarious.
A lot of the ideas were so interesting.
A lot of the ideas were so interesting. Like, I think this isn't a big spoiler. It's not even a spoiler. It's like, so they talk about where you go in your mind and in the wider universe when you're in the zone. When you're in that mood, or when you're playing music, it doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be sewing, you could be playing music, you could be doing sports.
And we all know that feeling of being so into something. I've had it before. When you're so and you think you're so into something that the rest of the world kind of becomes
like away, like
you're not somewhere else. You're not even thinking about your surroundings.
And there's a world in this world where that's where you go, and it's very cool to see. That's like, wait, there's a world where you go when you're in the zone. It's like that's actually really cool. But
there's even more shit in that world with the fucking meditation
meditation, and apparently, and that's another thing too. Is like people could go there if you're like, I guess your brain's in the theta state.
Yeah, you can go between.
Between dimensions and have fun because there's this one character. I'm not gonna say who.
You're kind of astral projecting. Your spirit's going there.
Yeah, and so that's the only thing I really want to say. I want you guys to expose yourself. Raw to the entire thing, this
is 4 for 4 for Pete Docter. Yeah. Pete Docter, if you don't know who, he's the big cheese of Pixar. He's the head of Pixar, and occasionally a director and writer. He's written Monsters Inc. He's written Up and Inside Out.
All of them 10 out of 10 movies.
This is Pete Docter, and he did this one too. He came back and said,
and this movie was definitely a 10 fucking out of 10. This is a legendary Pixar movie. It's in there. It's up there.
It's the messages in that movie.
If you're a parent, if you're watching, if you're a parent and you're watching this with your kid, I guarantee you will. At the end of it, you're gonna go, whoa! Like you're gonna sit back and think. If your kids are gonna go off and do whatever.
I would even go as far as to say, if you're just an adult,
an adult.
If you're just an adult, I think this is a movie for adults because the way the movie, Joe is a middle-aged man. Yeah, he's a middle-aged man. So he's not a youngster or someone dealing with. He's a middle-aged man who's not to spoil things, kind of lost. And really, we all if you're an adult, you've probably had a point in your life where at a certain point you were lost. You're just I don't know where I'm going. And this movie is gonna speak to you, honestly. If you feel that way.
If you feel that way, this movie will talk to you in a lot of weird ways. It talked to me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and lie about it. I did talk to me just a little bit. It probably to Sean just a little bit too. But
a lot yesterday. A little less today because I've seen it already. Yeah, but I was like, whew.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely it's not a tear fest, but it is definitely a thought fest. You're like your brain at the end of your brain's
I think that's the different vibe they went for. Usually Pixar goes for tears. This time they went for
just
think.
Yeah.
Think. Stop and think.
Stop. Think.
Breathe. Look around you. Just think.
Yeah, pretty much. And there is some emotion to it. Like there's some sad bits in it, but it adds more to the thought provoking. Than anything. I really don't have any much more to say. I give this movie a 10. This is a solid 10 out of 10. I don't give a shit. This movie is legendary.
Yeah, this movie's a 10. I just Pete Docter, just keep doing your thing.
Yeah, Pete Docter, keep doing your thing.
Which is fun. Like I was telling Seth, like Pete Docter's, I want that kind of job because most people who are like the head of a company or department, like Kevin Feige doesn't come down and direct Marvel movies or write.
Nope.
You know, he's a producer and he's in the trenches and he knows what's going on, but he's not. Directing. You don't see that shit.
It's like if one day Kevin Feige decided to go, I'm going to direct an MCU movie.
But Pete Docter, it's like, bruh, he's a director. Like he just be like, hey, you and you and you. Hey, you guys take care of my day-to-day stuff. The day-to-day stuff. I'm gonna go create another work of art.
I'm gonna create another movie. Goodbye. And he makes a masterpiece because of
another one. Boys 4 for 4, man.
4 for 4. Let's see if he keeps this streak going. I hope he does.
I don't know what he's gonna do next. I don't know if he's directing anything for a little bit, but
who knows? And God, this movie was just so good. Like this movie was just so good.
It's a deep movie, man.
It's a deep movie. See it with your kids. See it if you're if you don't have, just watch it. I don't care who you are, just watch it.
Might make you appreciate everything. Though.
It might make you appreciate life, or it might make you look at life a little bit differently. I don't know. It might make you look at life a little bit differently. So 10. So we don't have really much more to say than that.
Let's end this.
That's pretty much it. I mean, 10. My brain is just my. Oh God, my brain. Help!
Let's end this.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for running us on.
Comic Movie Show.
What did you think of Soul? If you have seen it, let us down in the comment section below. Please, no spoilers. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got lost. I got lost in the sauce.
He's still. We just watched the movie.
Thank you for joining us on
Comic Gamer Movie Show.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of us in the future, and we shall see you
on the next one.
Goodbye.